Throughout my YouTube career, I've been getting a lot of comments from people saying how much they like my editing in my videos, so thank you all for that. But today, I will show you my editing process as a present to you guys for helping me reach my 1,000 subscriber milestone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey guys, and welcome to 808 Coaster Life. If you're new to this channel and you love roller coasters and other theme park related stuff, please consider subscribing for quality coaster entertainment every 1 to 2 weeks. First of all, I want to thank you all so much for helping me achieve the milestone of 1,000 subscribers. Here's my live reaction.
Yeah! Oh my gosh, Jesse!
Yeah! Yay! I never thought I would reach this milestone in the span of around 2.5 years. I would have never reached 1,000 subscribers, over 60,000 total views, and almost 30,000 views on one of my videos without the help of you guys. Your positive comments keep me motivated, and the views show that people actually want to watch my videos. I was thinking a lot on what would be a worthy 1K special, and I eventually settled on showing you guys my editing workflow. I got a lot of comments from you guys saying how much you guys like my editing, and that's how I knew this could be a worthy 1K special. For this video, I'm going to use my previous video, Terms and Slang That Every Coaster Enthusiast Should Know, as an example, because that video highlights most of the things I do when editing. Let's get into it. First, I'll briefly go over the software and hardware I use to make videos. I currently edit all of my videos on the free version of DaVinci Resolve. This program gives me all of the tools I need to make the videos I do. It's insane how much this can do for being free. I'm currently bouncing back between Audacity, GarageBand, and DaVinci Resolve for audio. I used to use Audacity, but apparently that can't run on my Mac. I use Affinity Photo to create the thumbnails, Apple Notes for script making and preparation, I use MindNode for structuring my videos visually, and 4K Video Downloader for downloading any stuff I need from YouTube because I don't have that much footage. Hey guys, it's me from the past. I'm just about to record my roller coaster lingo video, but I wanted to show you guys how my desk is set up for these type of videos. So let's turn you guys around. So as you can see right here, the camera that I use to record these videos is a Canon T6. I usually record in 1080p 30 frames per second. That's because this camera has better focus than my primary camera, which is this iPhone 11 Pro that I'm using to record this right now. This bad boy here is the 2018 13-inch MacBook Pro. This is the device that I use for mostly everything related to video, so editing, making thumbnails, making the script, planning the videos. Most of all that stuff is done on this machine. Sometimes I work on my phone when I'm on the go, but most of it is done on this. The mic that I use to record these videos is my Blue Yeti. It's a great mic. The only problem with this is that it's pretty tall when compared to this MacBook. I use mostly natural lighting for these videos, but sometimes, especially if I'm recording stuff at night, I use this desk light here. I can adjust the angle, and I can also adjust the brightness by going like this and then like moving up like that. But yeah, that's my desk setup, so back to the video. A typical 808 Coaster Life video is made around 2 weeks from planning to uploading. This is because I'm usually pretty busy outside of YouTube. The first week is mostly planning, making script, and planning footage and music I'll need. If I need to record stuff, it usually happens around the first Friday or Saturday. My goal is to try and finish editing my whole video within the weekend since I have more time to do so. But sometimes I don't and it blends into the next week, but it's not the end of the world if that happens. After the first weekend is done, I basically do nothing related to the video, but that's because I'm planning for the next video, so they overlap. On the second Friday, I make the thumbnail, upload, and schedule it to publish on Saturday. Dang, I feel like I'm revealing all of my secrets in this video. Now it's time for the actual editing. So after I gathered all of my footage and music, I first made sure the project settings are set correctly. I like to edit in 1080p at 30 frames per second. Then I imported all of my stuff and put them in the exact same folders as they were before I started editing. If I had any footage of me talking, which I did for this video, then I synced the video with the external audio. Then I did what I like to call making selects. I went through and set my in and out points for all of the clips. If I wanted to use more than one portion of a clip, I put markers on those selections. After this, if I had any A-roll or audio, I went in and removed all of the boring parts and bloopers. DaVinci Resolve has a lot of great editing tools, but one that really stands out to me is the trim edit mode. So if I toggle it on right here, what I can do is I can hover over the end of a clip and I can use it as a ripple tool. So I can trim it while there's no spaces in between. If I hover over the middle of a clip, I can use it as a rolling tool. So I can roll it and put the cut in a different spot. If I hover over the bottom of a clip where it says the name, I can use it as a slide tool. So I can move it around, change the place where it actually is, while not actually overriding it. And finally, when I hover over the actual content, I can use it as a slip tool. So I can move it and change the in and out points. It's really powerful. I use this a lot. If you have DaVinci Resolve, you should start using this if you haven't already. By the way, for those of you who don't know, A-roll is footage of someone telling something, so what you're seeing right now is A-roll. And B-roll is footage of the thing being talked about. After all of the A-roll is cut up, in addition to putting in my intro and outro, I added the B-roll. Slicing up the A-roll and adding the B-roll is a step called the rough cut. I form the basic structure of my video and make sure the content is presented the way I wanted. During this, I also placed markers with little notes of what I should do in the next phase of editing. The next step is choosing the background music. Sometimes, like in this video, I had 4 music tracks and I had to decide which one best fitted the video, which I find kind of fun. After I chose the track I wanted, I made it fit the video by adjusting the volume depending on what's going on and silenced it whenever there was a funny-ish part of the video. The next and probably most difficult and time-consuming part of the editing process is the Final Cut. No, I am not referring to Final Cut Pro, just the Final Cut. In this stage, I finalized all of the cuts I've made using the trim tool. Transitions are added in this phase, which are either pre-made in the Effects tab or custom made using DaVinci Resolve's Fusion tab. Image overlays and graphics are also added in this phase, as well as effects. The Fusion tab is where advanced effects are done, and it has a decent learning curve, but it's pretty easy once you get it. DaVinci Resolve also has this dynamic zoom feature where you can make an animation of an image. iMovie users will find this feature similar to a feature in iMovie called a Ken burn. Then, the titles. There are many title templates in DaVinci Resolve, but I don't really like most of them, so I decided to create my own. These are more of my taste. Basically, I place graphics wherever I feel needs one. After the Final Cut is done, the video is almost finished. Now it's time to enhance it. First is sound design. Just like the Final Cut, I placed sound effects anywhere I feel needs it, which is usually whenever something pops up or something whooshes. I most frequently use a bottle cork sound effect, which is probably my favorite sound effect, as well as cinematic whooshes. Some sound effects fade in and out to make the effect not as noticeable. Next, I usually color correct and grade any A-roll footage I have. DaVinci Resolve has top-notch color grading tools. First, I turned down the saturation and used the curves tool to adjust the exposure and contrast. After bringing back the saturation, I used the color wheels to make the highlights more orange and the shadows more teal. This look is pretty common across videos. Then, I adjusted the white balance, and if there were any colors that looked a little off, I fixed them by using the hue, saturation, and luminance curves.
What?
If you don't know what I'm talking about, there are many videos on YouTube about it. Finally, I added any footage or music credits in the outro. I made sure to leave some room in the middle for the subscribe button that pops up when I upload the video to YouTube. Now that the enhancing is done, the video is basically finished. I watched my whole video to see if there were any surface level errors that I should fix. Then I checked to see if everything is spelled correctly, or else the correct spelling would probably pop up in the comments. When I feel like everything's looking good, I export it to a folder every project has called drafts, but that doesn't mean the video is fully done. After it's all done, I reviewed it again to see if there were any more errors that I should fix. If I found some, I went back in, fixed it, and exported it again. This process may repeat several times for me, but the most times I had to repeat it was 4 times. Once the video is how I want it, the editing process is finally done. This may vary depending on the type of video I'm doing. POV countdowns are usually done pretty quickly, while videos like this take more time. Videos like vlogs have a different editing strategy, but of course, I have to go to theme parks for that. And I'm always trying to improve my editing workflow so that I can make videos faster. So don't think I always edit this way. I know that not all of my viewers are video editors, but if I were to give my top tips, here are some of the main ones. Number 1, eliminate distractions. If you're distracted while editing, you won't be as productive. That's pretty obvious. Number 2, use headphones. If you own a pair of headphones or earbuds, I'd highly suggest you use them for editing because you can hear more of the videos, which helps you adjust the volumes of clips more accurately. I prefer using wired headphones for editing because the audio is more synced with the video, but it's not a huge difference. Number 3, learn keyboard shortcuts. If you edit on a computer, I'd highly suggest you learn the keyboard shortcuts for your editing software, as that will really speed up your editing. And recently, I'm trying to see how I can make videos faster. Number 4, don't do everything from start to end in one go. I used to edit this way and I find that I make much more minor errors than if I were to edit in layers like how I do now. So if you don't like missing opportunities, I'd suggest you give this tip a try. And finally, number 5, don't rewatch your videos every time you make changes. I am guilty of this, but I try not to because if you keep on rewatching your videos, you'll waste time that could be spent editing or polishing up your video. I usually rewatch my video every time I finish a whole step. Please remember that there isn't any rules for editing. You should find a process that works for you. But I hope that this video gave you a better idea as to how I edit my videos. If you make videos, let me know down in the comments which video editor do you use. If not, I hope this gave you a better insight on video editing. You guys don't know how much 1,000 subscribers means to me. So if you're already subscribed, thank you. If not, and you love roller coasters and other theme park related stuff, please consider subscribing for quality coaster entertainment every 1 to 2 weeks. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.